This is your local guide to Brooklyn. If you're visiting New York City, you must come to Brooklyn to experience some of the best things to do in New York City. And not to mention the best views of Manhattan. We've been living in Brooklyn since we've moved to New York City, and we want to share our 4 favorite neighborhoods to visit for the best views, rooftops, and restaurants from a local perspective. Make sure to watch until the end, as we'll be sharing some of our secret spots in each neighborhood with you. Let's start with Brooklyn Heights. So Brooklyn Heights is the quintessential charming Brooklyn neighborhood with tree-lined streets and brownstone houses. You're not gonna find many hipsters here. Don't worry, we'll cover those neighborhoods in the video as well. Instead, you'll find residential bars and restaurants. A few of our favorites are the Oyster Bar at Jack the Horse. They serve a great happy hour and oysters, of course, and the Toot Cafe for cheap eats. Brooklyn Heights is great for strolling around the East River. The best views of Lower Manhattan can be found from Brooklyn Bridge Park. There's plenty of room for picnics or running around in circles if you want. If you're looking for a rooftop view that can't be beat, head over to Hotel One's rooftop bar for a sunset drink. I've never experienced a rooftop that was closer to the Brooklyn Bridge before. It's as if I could reach out and touch it. Next door to Brooklyn Heights is Dumbo. In case you didn't know, Dumbo stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. And here you will find warehouses that have been transformed into shops and restaurants along the river. Dumbo is the definition of industrial chic and is one of New York City's most expensive neighborhoods to live in. However, don't let that frighten you, as you can have an amazing afternoon out in Dumbo. Our suggestion is to walk along Front Street for vintage shopping at the general store and head on over to the iconic viewpoint of the Manhattan Bridge on the intersection of Washington and Water. Quick warning, unless you come here at a very early hour, you will not be the only one here. This is Selfie Central, so be prepared. For a calmer spot to view both the Manhattan and Brooklyn Bridge, we recommend heading to the rooftop of the old Empire Store Warehouse on top of the Brooklyn Bridge Society. Quick note, not a lot of people know that this spot is open to the public, so just keep on heading up the stairs until you reach the top. Side note, don't worry if you didn't take notes at this point. We'll be sharing all of our favorite spots mentioned in the video in the blog post linked below. Our next favorite neighborhood is Greenpoint, which is much less crowded than its southern sister Williamsburg. Greenpoint maintains its artist and industrial vibe, and I'd like to think that Williamsburg was once like this before expensive shops and Manhattan-priced restaurants took over. A great spot for having coffee and homemade pastries is Bakery on Freeman Street. Our favorite brunch spot in all of New York City is called The Glassery, located in a former glass factory. If you're bored of eggs and toast, this place is for you. The Glassery serves a mezze-style brunch featuring homemade plates with Mediterranean and Middle Eastern flavors. This is a real feast. Their rosemary flatbread is to die for, honestly. Once you're done with brunch, head down over to Williamsburg. This is probably the most famous of all Brooklyn neighborhoods. Stroll down Franklin Street for some cool shops. If you get thirsty along the way, we really recommend heading to this awesome barge bar for a drink on the river. Yes, you will literally be on a barge. Continue south down Franklin Street. Along the way, you'll find tons of graffiti and street art. Honestly, there's no need for you to take a special tour or guide for this. You're going to run into plenty on your own and enjoy exploring industrial Brooklyn at your own pace. Another great spot for views of Midtown Manhattan is the William Vale. Sure, you can go up and have a fancy drink at the hotel rooftop bar, but we recommend the free park below instead. A must-try if you like ice cream is Van Leeuwen's. They have many shops in New York City, but Brooklyn is where this company originated and still holds its factory to this day. My favorite flavor is the vegan caramelized banana nut. Finish off your day with watching the sunset at a prime viewing spot, Grand Ferry Park. From here, you can take the East Ferry back to Manhattan, or just stay in Brooklyn because it's better here anyway. We recently left New York City to go on a world tour. If you're new to us, remember to subscribe to our channel. We'll be publishing more videos around our adventures, including city tips. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like the video, and again, if you didn't take notes, no worries, you'll find all the spots mentioned in our blog post linked below.